Have you ever had a moment when you knew if you didn't take that step, you might never take it? A moment when your knees were shaking, your heart pounding so hard, but you still managed to put one foot in front of the other and walk through the door. We've all had crossroads, something like that, right? This is Annie's story, and I'm telling it for her. Annie woke up very early that morning, her nerves already running through her like electricity. She opened her closet, reached past the everyday clothes, and pulled out her Sunday best: a pressed blouse, a neat skirt, shoes polished to a shine. That outfit wasn't for church, though. It was her armor. She knew she'd need it because she wasn't going to the altar that day. She was going to the bank. The bank was an intimidating place for someone like her back in the day. Men in suits, clerks with cold eyes, rows of desks that seemed to whisper, "What is she doing in here?" Women weren't supposed to be the ones asking for money, let alone a woman who had been told over and over again that they weren't smart enough, strong enough, or worthy enough to stand on their own 2 feet. But Annie pressed forward. She pulled the glass door open, walked across the marble floor, and when she sat down with the loan officer, she didn't ask for permission. She applied. She applied for a student loan for a future that belonged to her. That day, Annie didn't walk into the bank as a victim of someone else's control. She walked in as a warrior. Nervous? Absolutely. But still a warrior, because freedom begins with steps that don't feel like freedom at all. That's why I don't call Annie or you a victim. Victimhood waits. It asks for approval. It takes the identity handed to it by someone else. Warriors, they don't wait. Warriors act. And make no mistake, if you have survived narcissistic abuse, you are a warrior. You didn't just endure. You endured and reclaimed. You reclaimed your laughter, your voice, your choices. You are not the person the narcissist made you believe you were. You are the person you've always been and the person that you're still becoming. Think back for a moment. What was your bank moment? The day you took a trembling but undeniable step forward. Maybe it was filing divorce papers. Maybe it was saying no for the very first time. Maybe it was the day you stopped apologizing just for existing. Or the night you lay in bed and thought, I don't know how, but I'm getting out of this. Every warrior has a bank moment. So today, this one's for the woman who dressed in their Sunday best, not for church, but for battle. For the woman who walked through intimidating doors, trembling but determined. For the women who took that first unsteady step and discovered that courage isn't the absence of fear. It's moving in spite of the fear. This one's for the warriors, the ones who don't wear a victim hat, not anymore. The ones who reclaimed freedom, identity, and truth. The ones who smile when they look into the mirror, not because it's easy, but because they fought for that reflection. I'm Keil Hackley, attorney, author of the book Undercurrent, and the host of the Are You Annie podcast. I'm always saying Annie's story is the backbone of this podcast, but it's also the story of every man, every woman who has ever stood up to say, I'm more than what was done to me. Warriors, your freedom is real. Your future is yours. And your story, your truth, it's worth telling. Please remember, I honor your truth, that you're not alone, that you are stronger than you ever believed. You are a warrior against narcissistic abuse. You are tenacious, and you're never going to give up on what's important to you, what your dreams are. Thank you for being here. Thank you for staying until the end. I appreciate you. Your story, your comments, you are important to me. Thank you so much for being here. And until next time, please be good to yourself. Take care. Thank you again. Bye.